Right, well, I'm just talking once the residents come across it, I'll show
Test, test, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, check. Check is in the mail.
Switch sides for our parents. When do we start? Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Jaylee Polstoy, and I've had the honor of serving as Olathe South High School Student Council President for the 2017-2018 school year.
And I, Morgan Johnson, as the senior class president, would like to welcome each of you to our commencement exercise this afternoon. Before we proceed with today's events, please know that the safety and security of our school community is of our highest priority. In the event of an emergency, the announcement will be made over the public address system. Please stay calm, listen carefully, and follow all directions. It is important to be familiar with the nearest exit and alternate if necessary. Thank you for your cooperation.
We also want to thank you for choosing to spend today with us. Your presence here represents what we have experienced throughout our lives. Your love, support, and guidance is steadfast, and although we may not have always expressed our appreciation as well as we could or should, we thank you.
It is because all of you that we have the honor of walking across this stage today and beginning the next phase of our lives.
Your love and advice has taught us how to be remarkable individuals, and in many ways, we are a reflection of you all. All of your influences have added up to create us, a new generation of dreamers and world changers.
We would also like to extend our thanks to our teachers for fostering our intellectual and emotional growth. We are forever grateful to you for helping us reach our goals.
In addition, we would like to thank our administration for empowering us to dream bigger and to face any challenges that may lie ahead.
And lastly, we would like to thank our peers, class of 2018, for pushing one another to do better.
Through thick and thin, we have been there to comfort and confide in one another. It is through this compassion and generosity that we have created bonds in which will last a lifetime.
And so, these bonds are the reason that we are all gathered here today. We are all a part of something much bigger than ourselves. We are one Olathe South family.
A family of different races, religions, and creeds, all coming together to honor the amazing graduates here today, and to recognize the ties we have created with each other. We are a microcosm of how the world should be, and between us all is a feeling much deeper than any respectful obligation. It is love. Last but not least, on behalf of the 2018 senior class officers, Morgan and I have one small request. Each graduate has gone through a great deal of work to hear their name called when they are to receive their diploma, and it would be greatly appreciated if each of you, our guest and audience for today's event, would refrain from the kinds of things that would prevent the graduate and their respective family members from hearing their name called. Additionally, out of respect for those who are seated immediately around you, we urge you to consider shutting off or placing your phones in silent mode throughout the ceremony. Mr. Coughlin and Mr. Phila, and the members of the Olathe South Band, through music, please let our graduates know that it is time for commencement of 2018 to begin. Class of 2018, please stand. I said 2018 on accident. It's okay.
2018. You may be seated.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Commencement 2018. My name is Matt Johnson. I have the honor of serving as the Assistant Principal and Athletic Director here at Olathe South. And I would like to join our two student leaders in thanking you all for being here today to honor the members of the class of 2018. In preparation for our national anthem, I am honored to have been chosen to extend an Olathe South invitation, an invitation to those in our audience who either currently serve or who have previously served as a member of the United States Armed Services. So at this time, if you would please stand, if in this capacity you have previously served or are currently serving as a member of our armed services, so that we may thank you. In a bit, we will ask all present to participate in a moment of silence, a moment to reflect on what too quickly becomes yesterday's news. Among those serving overseas are men and women, many of whom have family and friends seated in this audience. We consider them, as well as recognize all those who have passed while serving our great nation, including those Olathe South graduates that have made the ultimate sacrifice. We also take time to consider those family, friends, and others that we hold dear, whose lives among us have been cut short due to a battle lost with a disease or some other unforeseen event. Ladies and gentlemen, students of class of 2018, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Eagle Scouts and Gold Award winners of Olathe South, would you please prepare to post the colors while the senior choir prepares for the national anthem? At this time, we would ask that all rise for the presentation of the colors and for our choir's performance of the national anthem. We would also request that everyone remain standing until our scouts have made their exit. There will be a verbal invitation for everyone to be seated, and consistent with flag etiquette, gentlemen, please remove your hats. Ladies, you may leave yours on. I'm sorry.
Audience attention. All males will remove their hats, and females, you may keep it on. Color guard advance. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, please post the colors. Will the audience please place your hand over your heart and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color guard, you may return to your seats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight? stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, and please be seated. I'd like to take this moment to thank Jacob Meyerhoff for serving as our caller, and to each of our Eagle Scouts and Gold Award winners for their participation, as well as to thank you, Ms. Peterson, and our senior choir for a great performance. Members of the senior band who have not already done so may join Mr. Chad Coughlin and Mr. Mike Filla and the remainder of your Olathe South Band. Before having Mr. Albers offer his address to the graduates and present us this evening, I'd like to again thank you for being here to honor these students, the members of the class of 2018. I also want to thank both Jaylee and Morgan, not only for their earlier comments, but for providing the welcome and their leadership over the last 4 years. Thank you, Jaylee and Morgan. And finally, a very heartfelt thank you to all of the Olathe South High School and district staff who have made today possible. No thank you to Mother Nature, but we'll not worry about that now. But especially Olathe South's own Miss Angela Klusman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor now to introduce to you our principal for Olathe South High School, Mr. Clint Albers.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, and friends. My name is Clint Albers, and as principal of Olathe South High School, I've had the honor and privilege to spend the last 4 years watching this senior class grow into incredible young men and women. I promise I will keep my remarks brief. I know you'll all be happy about that. As I absolutely realize you did not come here today to listen to me speak. Today certainly isn't about me, nor anyone else other than you, our graduates, surrounded by your family and friends and all that you've accomplished thus far. Who you are right now and who you'll become, that's what today is about, you, the graduates. We assembled here today to honor and recognize these graduates, your sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, cousins, these Olathe South Falcons. And that's what I want to do, to celebrate and honor them for all of their incredible achievements that both culminate and start anew on this day. I know you're all sitting here today thinking, what is it that Mr. Albers might say to us that will be profound, shape us, and have a lasting effect on us as we leave here today? Well, I must apologize in advance. I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed. But most likely, nothing I say today will profoundly change you. You see, I thought long and hard about this and pondered what I might share with you all that has a lasting effect. What might I say that will inspire, motivate, bring closure, and excite for the future? I wanted to ensure that I had meaningful, important, and memorable words of wisdom. But as I labor to find those perfect words, themes, and ideas, I realized something that I hope all of you have or will soon realize. No doubt it truly is an honor for me to stand before you and congratulate and recognize you all. But what I have to say to you today is far less important than what you've already done or will do, who you are and who you'll become. As I search for that perfect advice, I realize that there is no perfect advice because each of you will go on to do so many different things. And the advice and guidance each one of you needs is so different. Your family and friends will carry you on through the next stage of life and will provide that advice and guidance that you need. Hopefully, you've also learned some things from your Olathe South experience that will help you on that journey. That journey will be filled with many choices, both choices that are very inconsequential and those that truly change the course of your life and others. All that being said, I was still tasked to find some words of wisdom that might aid you in these next steps in your life and those choices. Plus, it would have been slightly awkward for me to stand up here and just say, good luck, go get them. Would have been a short speech. You all might have appreciated that more. But as I tried to find those inspiring words and themes, my thoughts kept gravitating to lyrics from various songs. We all have that favorite song that anytime we hear it, we can't help but sing along, maybe tap our feet. That song that brings back memories of where you were when you heard it, what you were doing, who you were with. All those memories flood back over you when you hear those special melodies. Your past 4 years at Olathe South will be marked with the memories you made and those reminders that help you recall those memories. As I thought more about this, I thought, why not use some of those great songs and lyrics to help find those inspiring words that every graduate would want to hear? So let's take a little trip down Mr. Albert's playlist. By the way, I had to change that wording because I actually had mixtape in there instead of playlist, but I realized that none of you sitting in front of me would know what that means. Many of you in the stands know exactly what I'm talking about, but none of you here, so we'll use playlist. All right, track 1 on my playlist. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Really, these lines are pretty self-explanatory. Be a nice person. You see, life is about relationships, and by being a nice person and always trying to do the right things, you will reap so many rewards. Good things will come to you if you're a good person. Treat people well and surround yourself with people that do the same thing. Right now, many of you have these huge dreams and plans, those mountains to climb. But remember along the way, it's the little things as well as the big things that matter and can make a difference in that journey. Surrounding yourself with good people that you care about and truly care about you will help you climb those mountains and realize your goals. Next stanza, when the dreams you're dreaming come true, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Remember, even when you work extremely hard to achieve your goals and you realize all those dreams, there were many people along the way that helped you get there, supported you, and made it all possible. Be proud of what you've done. Enjoy the success, but don't forget to say thank you to those that helped along the way. Remain humble. Humility is a trait that can be rare, but is highly valued and respected. Next stanza, don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Please realize, and don't let anyone tell you differently, there are no easy paths to your goals, shortcuts, or free rides to success. It's going to take an incredible amount of hard work, perseverance, grit, and determination to get where you want to go, no matter where that may be. Throughout that journey, there will be failures, and unfortunately, you will encounter some people that may treat you unfairly or wrong you in some way. There's no doubt. But as the song notes, let it go. Don't hold a grudge. It will eat you up and keep you from moving forward and continuing that climb towards your goals. Holding a grudge or having a chip on your shoulder will derail your path and lead you down a path that isn't beneficial to realizing your goals or truly growing as a person. Final stanza, don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around. Help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. Sometimes it's very easy to get wrapped up in the hustle and madness that is everyday life. You'll find this to be very true. Don't take any day or any person for granted. Again, you can't do it alone. Your family, friends, and others will be there to help you along the way. When you make it, and I know you always will, always remember those that made it possible and pass that on. When it's your turn to help someone else realize a dream or reach a goal, do it without hesitation. It's an incredible feeling to know you've had a positive and lasting impact on someone else's life. So, as Tim McGraw says, I too hope you'll stay humble and kind on your journey. Next up, track 2, My Wish for You by Rascal Flatts. I hope the days come easy and moments pass slow, and each road leads where you want to go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, I hope you choose the one that means the most to you. As I talked about at the beginning of my address, you're going to be faced with many choices in the next few years. You've had to make some choices up to now, but most of these choices have been made with the help of your parents and with the safety net of the support network that you have around you. I hope you make those choices with your ultimate goals and path in mind, and that they lead you where you want to go. Those may not be the easiest choices sometimes, and as the lyrics imply, I hope you make the choice that is not necessarily the easiest path, but the one that leads to what means the most to you. They go on to say, and if one door opens to another door closed, I hope you keep on walking till you find the window. If it's cold outside, show the warmth of your smile. Let me assure you, there will be many doors that close along your journey, and sometimes they will close before you have an open door that is clearly marked or visible. In that event, you need to find the window of opportunity or just make your own door. There is always a way. Don't give up on your goals and what you're working towards. And for the chorus, but more than anything, my wish for you is that this life becomes all that you want it to. Your dreams stay big and your worries stay small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. All of these people surrounding you today in the crowd are rooting for you. All of us are rooting for you and hope that you achieve all that you strive for. We want you to dream big and hope that you don't have too much cause for worry. We also know it won't all be smooth sailing, but we have faith in all of you to be able to shoulder that burden and get through it. Next stanza, I hope you never look back, but you never forget all the ones who love you in the place you live. I hope you always forgive and you never regret, and you help somebody every chance you get. Today is your commencement. As it said, it's not just an ending, it's also a beginning. Live each day so you never have to look back with any regrets. But do remember to look back and remember, and never forget where you came from, or those that helped you be the person you are today and the person you will become. As was talked about in the previous song as well, remember to always forgive and to help someone else when you have that opportunity. Not only is it incredibly rewarding to help others, that help always seems to come back around when we need it the most. I appreciate you allowing me to share a couple of my favorite songs and hope you've learned something from them today, or perhaps heard something I've said today that will stick with you during this next chapter in your life. If not, that's okay too. I guess this is where I say then, good luck, go get them. In all seriousness, I believe in each of you. We all do, everyone in this room. So do all the people around you and you've come in contact with over the last 4 years. I believe each of you already had everything you needed to be successful when you walked onto this court today, because of the people you've already become and all these people that continue to support you. You see, I or anyone can stand before you and tell you exactly what they think will make you successful or happy. But ultimately, it's up to each one of you to determine what exactly that looks like and to have the perseverance and determination to see it through. You have all the tools now to make it so. To sum it all up, be nice to yourself and others, and remember, give credit to others and successes, take blame and ownership in failures, treat people kindly, remember to laugh, and always be humble. Let your actions speak for you. Do those things every day, class of 2018, and you will be just fine. And I have all the faith in the world that you will do just that. You will all do just fine. Congratulations, class of 2018. It's been my honor to have the opportunity to spend the last 4 years with you. We believe it would be negligent on our part if we failed to mention that from the perspective of a number of us who've been blessed with the opportunity to work in high schools for any length of time. And as it is each year, this particular graduating class has produced some of the most incredible individual and collective talent witnessed. Over the past 4 years, we've been privileged to observe a number of our student performers, whether it be from the stage, the athletic arenas, or as part of select academic challenges, go on to receive well-deserved state, regional, and national attention for the level of their talents and efforts. It has been truly amazing to see. Congratulations for all those accomplishments, class of 2018. It is our custom to recognize those Olathe South students who have earned National Merit Finalist honors during our commencement ceremonies. This year, we are honored to have 4 graduates who have earned commended status in the National Merit Program. When I call your name, I'd like for you and any of your family members who are in the crowd to please stand. Our commended scholars this year are Brianna Dowdy, Nathan Erickson, Keaton Jones, and Lacey Leatherland. To receive this commended status, these students scored in the top 2% of the roughly 1.5 million brightest students across the nation who took the PSAT qualifying test. Congratulations to each of you. Now I'd like for Hannah Carney, Natalie Roberts, Alexia Schmidt, and Kylie Walentine, and all of your family members, please stand. Hannah, Natalie, Alexius, and Kylie all earned the distinguished honor of being a National Merit semifinalist. In addition, Hannah, Natalie, Alexius, and Kylie also were named National Merit finalists. On the PSAT qualifying test, again, a very rigorous exam, these 4 placed in the upper 1/2 of the top 1% and therefore earned the distinction of National Merit finalist. Hannah will attend Cornell University, where she intends to major in English and creative writing. Natalie will attend Kansas State University, and she plans to major in architecture. Alexius will attend Arizona State University and plans to major in engineering management. And Kylie will attend Point Loma Nazarene, and she plans to major in international business. Congratulations to all of you, Hannah, Natalie, Alexius, and Kylie. Many of the individuals in this class have received and will continue to receive individual recognition for all of their incredible accomplishments, both academic and in the co-curricular and extracurricular activities they've been involved in their time at Olathe South. But allow me to point out a collective accomplishment of the class of 2018, scholarship. The most current figures we have, as reported by you, the class of 2018, are as follows. This class, your class, has been offered $4,265,668 in scholarship money. Of that amount, you've accepted $312,942 for athletic scholarship, plus $3,400,138 of academic money for a grand total of $3,713,080 of scholarship accepted. Congratulations, 2018. In closing, class of 2018, I want you to remember every day is precious. Each of you is precious to all the people in this room. Today, we look back at the time since you joined the Falcon family as freshmen and thank your parents for sharing you with us these past 4 years. Again, you've been incredible and have represented Olathe South and your families so very well. We are proud of you. Thank you for who you've been and all you've done. Seated to your right and left are fellow students. They are your classmates. Look after one another, stay in touch, and cherish that which you've had an opportunity to share. You are the 38th graduating class of Olathe South High School and the 5th to have spent all 4 years at Olathe South. You are the class of 2018. On the outer edge of your row and throughout this gym, you will see a number of the teaching staff and other staff who have shared their time, expertise, and commitment to you. In the stands surrounding you are the loved ones who also have a personal investment in you, an investment of love and support. Class of 2018, know that you are cared for by many. I congratulate you and I thank you.
By my count, there were about $500,000 in scholarships not claimed. My son just graduated 2 weeks ago, you want to share, direct message me after the ceremony. It's not really a joke, but appreciate the laugh. Arkansas is not giving away free tuition, so. All right, anyway, hey, at this time, it is most appropriate to recognize and thank 4 dignitaries who are here to participate in our ceremony. We are honored and know quite well the energy and service they bring to their respective roles. Their tireless commitment to provide the very best for the young people of Olathe and the community itself is worthy of our praise. Joining the members of the Olathe South administrative team on the stage and here to represent the Olathe School District Schools, Board of Education, and our district office are board member, Mr. Shannon Wycliffe, a graduate of Olathe East, a parent of a past Olathe South graduate, and a current Olathe South sophomore. Board member, Mrs. Leetta Felter, a parent of a past Olathe South graduate and a current Olathe South junior. The Chief Financial and Operations Officer for the Olathe School District and a parent of a past Olathe South graduate, Mr. John Hutchison. The Executive Director of General Administration for the Secondary Schools for the Olathe School District and an Olathe North graduate himself, Dr. Jim McMullen. Again, Mr. Wycliffe, Mrs. Felter, Mr. Hutchison, and Dr. McMullen, we do thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Olathe South High School Band under the direction of Mr. Chad Coughlin and Mr. Mike Fila. The band will perform the song chosen by their senior members. Their selection is entitled Circle of Life from The Lion King, arranged by Joe Bakuk. This is the first song this senior class played together at Olathe South when they combined with Wind Ensemble as 8th graders, and it is fitting that it is the last song they will play together. Thank you very much, Olathe South Band, and to our senior drum majors, Jillian Dwyer, Andrew Oberholzer, and Noel Schlenk. Thank you very much for entertaining us the past 4 years. Senior members of the band, you may return to your seats. Participating with us this evening are staff members who will be retiring at the end of this 2017-18 school year. And so this represents their final one at Olathe South. I do know their preference would be that nothing be mentioned simply because this night is about you all, the class of 2018. However, I would ask that you join me and help me thanking the following individuals: Mrs. Candy Birch, Miss Vicki Cole, Miss Kathy Smith, Miss Ruth Ann Falls, Miss Robin Weems, Mr. Don Kriesbaum, and School Resource Officer Damon Bell, who are all with us tonight. All right, and now I am very excited to introduce to you another member of our administrative team to introduce to you all our top 10 students, Mrs. Carrie Snyder.
Assisting with the presentation of our top 10 will be fellow members of our administrative team, Mrs. Candy Birch and Mrs. Denise Herman. We've established a tradition at Olathe South regarding a means to recognize our top performing students. As of the beginning of second semester of the senior year, the top 10 and anyone that could jump into the top 10 by the end of the year are identified and informed they have earned a front row seat during their commencement. This affords us an opportunity to recognize additional members from each class. This year, our top 10 were actually 11. And the reason is that at the end of semester 1, there was, in fact, a mathematical possibility for our number 11 to break into the top 10. And they did just that. Therefore, these are 11 students who throughout their high school experience have pushed themselves and their peers to perform their very best academically. Would our top 11 of the graduating class of 2018 please join us on the stage to receive your recognition and your medallion? Normally, this occurs in ascending order. However, this year, these students will be in alphabetical order because our top 11 actually represent our number 1. Before we present the names, we'll provide a bit of an explanation. Beginning with the class of 2014, the number of courses a student could take for weighted credit in the Olathe School District was limited only by the number of courses available to them. However, the maximum grade point average one can earn is a 5.0. The 11 students before you with the number 1 ranking have successfully completed enough weighted coursework to produce a grade point average which either met or exceeded a 5.0. The average number of the weighted courses taken by these 11 students was 19.55. In other words, nearly 70% of the courses they've taken carried additional weight. All have taken at least 17 of these courses. So our number 1 and in alphabetical order are Kais Abu Saima, Hannah Carney, Tristan De Leon, Jillian Dwyer, Nathan Erickson, Jordan Farr, Lillian Gray, Jackson Ness, Natalie Roberts. Alexia Smith. And Peter Winslow. Congratulations to our top 11. The top 11 students will now share their thoughts with the graduating class.
Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be able to speak to you today. For the sake of finding the right words, I will borrow those of renowned author Nathaniel Hawthorne. Time flies over us, but leaves its shadow behind. I doubt that any of you would want to leave behind the friends and memories that you've made in high school, but if you did, it'd be impossible. We have spent the past 4 years of our lives navigating these halls, trying to find a place where we each belong. So as high school flies over us and we prepare for our various journeys, we must realize that those 4 years have inevitably shaped us into the caring and powerful people we are today. I, like many of you, know that it's unlikely that 5 years from now we will remember the function of channel proteins or the definition of lydotes. However, I am also convinced that there are lessons we have learned in our classes that have prepared us to handle the many challenges we are likely to face. We can look back and fondly remember how Mr. and Mrs. Gibbons taught us that creativity is at the core of any great piece of writing. Mr. Burkett taught us that in spite of failure, hard work can turn an extremely difficult task into something that is a joy to master. Dr. Seeger showed us that one act of maturity and kindness can open up a world of opportunities. Mrs. Ramshaw showed us that learning can be a fun exploration of facts and opinions and cytokinesis. There are so many more lessons that consciously or unconsciously we will weave into our words and actions for years to come. As we get older, those who taught us good character leave their shadows over all of us. Lastly, thank you to all parents, teachers, counselors, and administrators. The work that you have put into making our lives better has never gone unnoticed or unappreciated. You have helped us understand the importance of taking advantage of the opportunities around us, immersing ourselves in service, listening to others, surrounding ourselves with people who care about our well-being, and most importantly, being open-minded. I'm confident that with the skills you have taught me and my classmates, we are finally ready to step into our futures and put those skills to use so that we too can leave our shadows behind. Thank you.
Good afternoon, graduates, staff, family members, and distinguished guests. It is a great honor to be here standing today. Today is an exciting day as we reach our first of hopefully many milestones within our lives. In this speech, my colleagues and I will express some of the lessons we have learned from our experiences in the academic system in a combined form. Now, graduates, I don't know if you know me, but I'm Kais. We went to high school together. And I want to give an immense congratulations to everyone for being here today amongst all the obstacles our world presents to us, such as terrorism, stressful situations, and creating an intriguing caption on Instagram. Despite these obstacles, we still managed to graduate embellished with achievements that served as a representation of our commitment to excellence. So let's give ourselves a huge round of applause. It was 4 years ago we entered Olathe South not knowing that each and every one of us would face our fair share of displeasure, failures, and anger, aiding in our growth as individuals by the end. However, without the guidance of our peers, mentors, and parents, it wouldn't have been possible for this growth to take place. Now, to transition into these lessons, I will leave you with a quote by street poet and philosopher Drake. He once said, "'Cause you know, life is what we make it, and a chance is like a picture. It'd be nice if you just take it."
From my 4 years spent at Olathe South, I've learned that the best way to improve is to expose ourselves to new experiences. New experiences change our perspective on the world, and this change can be difficult and terrifying. When opening ourselves up to the world, we expose ourselves to the truth and risk dismantling all of our predisposed beliefs, and in doing so, find out that we know nothing about the world around us. However, no matter how painful confronting the truth may be, we must do it. Because if we don't, we end up building our lives on weak beliefs that can't be relied upon when the people we love need us the most.
Through my experiences at Olathe South, one of the greatest things that I have learned about is perspective. Perspective is a simple word. In the modern day, it simply means a point of view. The funny thing about perspective is that we all only have one. I have mine, you have yours, he has his, she has hers, but that's it. We can tell each other about something, but ultimately the things that we take away from that conversation will be based on our perspective, our ideas about what we were just told. In other words, your perspective is your everything. It's this idea that is so important. It is easy to believe that our perspective is the only thing that matters because it's all we know. I do it all the time. But I really believe that one of the worst things we can do is rely on our own perspective, because when we rely on just our own thoughts, we force ourselves into a lonely corner of the world in which it can seem like everyone is against us. This loneliness breeds selfishness, hate, and sadness. We each only have our own perspective, but that doesn't mean we can't try to add to it. I found that just trying to truly understand, not just hearing or talking about, but truly understanding another's point of view is one of the greatest things in life. The welcoming of others' views is a therapeutic thing, really. It is nourishing, it is redeeming, and it makes us less alone.
Learning to be aware of and have compassion for other people is one of the greatest lessons I learned as a student at Olathe South. It's difficult to remind yourself that the world doesn't revolve around you. It's difficult to remember that when you've had a bad day, someone else's day has been probably worse. I mean, really, at least you're not the guy that grilled his foot on a George Foreman grill. It's difficult to remember that someone else has it worse than you, even when your life is hard. Essentially, it's demanding and inconvenient to remember that other people matter too. We have to make a conscious effort to put ourselves in other people's shoes, to see what life is like through their eyes, to understand what they're going through. Being attentive to the world around us is only achieved by choosing to have compassion for other people. In the words of David Foster Wallace, if you cannot exercise this kind of choice in adult life, you will be totally hosed.
For the first time in our lives, nobody can tell us what to do and who to be. There is no law forcing us to continue our educations or to get a job or to join the military. It may have been strongly recommended by your teachers, friends, family members, etc., that you insert plan for future here, but the truth is that you can choose who to let influence your decisions. It is your choice to go to college, travel, or take as much time as you need to just breathe and figure it all out. Of course, there are always consequences to the choices we make, but we get to make them, we get to stand by them, we get to decide who to be. By striving to meet everyone else's expectations, we restrict ourselves from achieving our own unique capacity for greatness. Some people are going to support and guide you, but others are going to attempt to put you into a tiny box and tell you who you can and cannot be. However, it is your job to recognize that you are limitable and this is your life. I hope all of you stand by your choices and stumble through life boldly.
Throughout my 4 years in high school, I've observed the immense power that the thoughts and opinions of others have on people. Whether we realize it or not, our appearance, words, and actions are often driven by a fear of judgment or rejection. However, I've also learned the importance of accepting ourselves and the characteristics that make us who we are. We will never be able to please everyone, so we shouldn't let the opinions of others make us feel ashamed or insignificant. Instead of letting the fear of judgment or rejection consume our lives, we must learn to appreciate the mistakes and imperfections that shape our unique identities. When we stop spending time worrying about what others think and start striving to be better versions of ourselves, we will have so much more time to appreciate the relationships and experiences in our lives that genuinely matter.
One of the lessons I learned in high school is that pretty much everything is money, and money is, well, nothing. We've all heard the sayings, studying pays dividends later on. Get a job so you can make some money. Apply for those scholarships so you can earn important money for college. Stop making midnight ice cream runs and save your money. And of course, the most infamous, time is money. It would seem that everything in high school can be boiled down to money. However, in high school, the most important things I've learned and done have not come from money. Academic success and talent aren't items to be bought at a store. Friendships and memories can't be purchased, no matter how much money you offer. Ultimately, the best things in life aren't bought or sold. In order to find worth in life, one must look beyond money. Because in the end, our lives won't be remembered for the cash we earned, but for the accomplishments that make us and everyone around us proud.
My 4 years at Olathe South showed me that pride in oneself and one's accomplishments is a big motivator. However, if not balanced with humility, it can be detrimental. Taking pride in your work pushes you to perform at your highest level and forces you to never give up. This motivation is essential to your continued success. Yet excessive pride in the wrong ways leads you down a troubled path. Keeping a humble demeanor is essential to being the kind of person that other people enjoy being around. Humility also keeps you from overestimating your own abilities, which can lead to failure in those same areas you thought you were so great at. As you move on to the next phase in your lives, take pride in yourself and your work, balanced with an understanding of how you achieve success and acknowledgement of those who helped you along the way.
While at South, the most important and most difficult lesson I have learned is to embrace failure. All too often, we view our failures as something to be ashamed of, constantly chasing but always missing the unattainable goal of perfection. But what happens when we face those failures head on and learn from them? We begin to learn that failure is a part of the process. It teaches us what works and what doesn't, encouraging reflection and forcing creative thinking and innovation. It reminds us that worthwhile results require hard work and dedication, teaching us to respect the work of others and to be more compassionate. Finally, it reveals resilience and grit, because we only learn what we are capable of when we are pushed out of our comfort zones. So fail, and do it often, because if nothing else, failure means you had the courage to try, and you'll end up with some great stories as a result.
I still remember walking into school on the first day, a bright-eyed freshman in even brighter Nike Elite socks, listening to Mr. Clark say high school would fly by in a blink, and to appreciate the time we had with our classmates. It wasn't until my friends graduated last year that the gravity of the whole situation hit me. Although I've had 4 years of intensive learning, the most important lesson I learned in high school wasn't taught by a teacher or derived from a formula. The biggest lesson that I can take from high school is the importance of living in the moment. On a day like today especially, we spend so much time thinking about the future that we fail to appreciate the times that we will never get back and the relationships that will never be the same. When it comes down to it, we won't remember how we performed on a test or how we got plenty of sleep, but rather the late nights with friends at Ground Zero or the poor decisions that led to great stories. Everyone that I have formed relationships with has shaped the person I am and has been a part of the great memories that I will always cherish from high school. I couldn't have asked for better teachers or peers to accompany me along this journey. They're what make me proud to be a Falcon. Thank you, Olathe South, and thank you all. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Once again, we congratulate our top 11 students. As they return to their seats, we ask the members of the graduation choir to please come forward.
Nice job. Excellent job, you guys. Great job.
Under the direction of Ms. Elise Peterson, the senior members of the Olathe South Choir will perform "I Was Here" by Alan Billingsley.
You will notice me. I'll be leaving my mark like initials carved in an old oak tree. You wait and see. Maybe I'll write like Twain wrote. Maybe I'll paint like Van Gogh, cure the common cold. I don't know, but I'm ready to start, 'cause I know in my heart I want to do something that matters, say something different, something that sets the whole world on its ear. I want to do something better with the time I've been given, and I want to try to touch a few hearts in this life, leave nothing less than something that says I was here. I will prove you wrong. If you think I'm all talk, you're in for a shock, 'cause the stream's too strong, and before too long, maybe I'll compose symphonies, maybe I'll fight for world peace, 'cause I know it's my destiny to leave more than a trace of myself in this place. I want to do something that matters, say something different, something that sets the whole world on its ear. I want to do something better with the time I've been given, and I want to try to touch a few hearts in this life, leave nothing less than something that says I was here. 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 I want to do something that matters, say something different, something that sets the whole world on its ear. I want to do something better with the time I've been given, and I know that I will do more than just pass through this life. I'll leave nothing less than something that said I was here. I was here. I was here.
At this time, we would ask the members of the class of 2018 and all present to stand and join the senior members of the Olathe South Choir in song. Please join in as we sing the Olathe South Alma Mater. The words to our alma mater are found on the inside cover of your program. Ms. Peterson?
Olathe South, we honor you with pride and loyalty, fraternity and strength abound for all the world to see. Loyal to our colors, blue and gold, watch our falcon spirit soar. Olathe South, we honor you today and evermore.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Peterson and the Olathe South Choir. You may return to your seats.
Dr. McMullen, Mr. Hutchison, Mrs. Felter, and Mr. Wycliffe. It is with a great amount of pride that we, the faculty and administration of Olathe South High School, present to you those members of the 2018 senior class who have fulfilled the requirements for graduation as approved by the Kansas Board of Education and augmented and developed by the local Board of Education, Unified School District 233.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the administration, staff, and Board of Education, thank you for your presence at this significant event today as we conduct graduation ceremonies for the graduating seniors from the Olathe Public Schools. Board of Education representatives participating in the graduation ceremonies today are Mr. Brent McCune and Mr. Rick Shear at Olathe East, Mr. Brent McCune and Mr. Brian Geary at Olathe North, Mr. Joe Beveridge and Mrs. Amy Martin at Olathe Northwest, and as previously stated, joining us here today, Mr. Shannon Wycliffe and Mrs. Leetta Felter. By the authority of the powers delegated to the superintendent by the Kansas State Board of Education and Unified School District 233 Board of Education, I accept these members of the 2018 graduating class of Olathe South High School as having met the requirements for graduation and do hereby confer upon them their diplomas.
As was stated earlier, we do sincerely thank you for being here to honor the members of this class of 2018. There are those who do represent the first in their family who have graduated from high school. Others have invited family members and guests from many miles away. We do request that all attending be reverent in their conduct in order that each member of this class will have their moment to have their name heard across the public address system. Please do not be the individual that denies any graduate's name from being heard by those who are attending to hear it. Additionally, we would request that you please hold your applause and celebration until after our student council president, senior class president, and the senior committee lead their class, the class of 2018, with the command to turn the tassel when the final graduate is announced. Thank you. At this time, we would request the class of 2018, beginning with row A, to please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Kais Mudar Abu Saima. Christopher Kenneth Adams. Harold Dennis Adams. Eric Charles Albrecht. Sierra May Noel Aldridge. Hannah Aklulu Alamu. Dawson Lee Alexander. Abigail Renee Allen. Jacob H. Allen. Noah Andrew Allen. Melissa Love Alio. Alexander John Allison. Cameron Umair Alpert Munir. Mark Christopher Ambler.
Logan Aaron Anderson. Skylar Marsh Anderson. Tessa Keone Alexander. Tessa Keone Anderson. Sage Lyndon Angel. Caden Marie Appleberry. Lewis Allen Armstrong III. Emma Dickinson Ashley. Avery Morgan Askren. Jaden Nicole Austin. Ani Mamakan Avanasa, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Avanasian, Ani Avanasian. Antonio Michael Avila. Bo Bradley Ballman. Olivia Marin Barbosa. There, I got that out of the way.
Noah Benjamin Bartlett. Abigail Ann Bates. Anna Christine Bax. Dylan Becker. Catherine Ann Beckingham. Matthew Timothy Birdall. Madison Ellis Berthelson. Marissa Jean Beverman. Dylan Christian Bieber. Lindsay Ryan Burge. Brett Logan Blaze. Jackson Ray Blanco. Alexis Nicole Blow. Hadley June Bomberger. Madison Rose Bonner. Jamie Rose Bortz. Ashlyn Ligaya Bowles. Tatum Lee Boyd. Cheyenne Marie Boyd Baggerly. Irie Star Broughton Wallstrom. Rachel Schuyler Braun. Remy Elizabeth Braun. Kyle Gregory Breedlove. Dylan Wayne Brewer. Erica Vanessa Branya. Kylie Reagan Browse.
Justin Kyle Brown. Kelsey Renee Brown. Madison Hope Brown. Miranda Jean Brown. Cecilia Rose Brunetti. Sarah Nicole Bueller. Emma Marie Bundy. Kevin Avery Burdette. Boston Isaiah Burdick. Reagan Lee Burford. Christopher Resvani Berg. Dabonay Shanice Butler. Hallie Marie Butler. Michaela Rhiannon Calicote. Vanessa Cano. Brian Mario Carlos. Hannah Rose Carney. Jason Ray Carpenter. Zachary Anderson Carpenter. Kanata Caleb Carter. Benjamin Thomas Casey. Samuel Ramon Castillo. Audrey Jeanette Cottle. Tyler David Cavill. Bailey Elizabeth Cheshire. Caitlin Nicole Chesney. Evan Thomas Childers.
Javier Cipriano Cisneros. McKinley Miller Clanton.
Slow down a little bit.
Alex Clark. Matthew Elder Clark. Miles Graham Clark.
Okay, we're going to take a pause. Take a pause. Don't read.
Not. We got to back up.
Okay.
We're good. Joshua Mitchell Coatman. Dorian Travell Coleman. Dalton James Colin. Jacob Daniel Cohn. Samuel Hayden Copeland. Kylie Ray Cox. Sydney Nicole Crandall. Adara Lene Cross. Jocelyn Marie Crow. Flynn Cumley. Finn Cumley. Nathan David Curry. Luke Wesley Daggett. Grant Dansinger. Kimberly Ottoma Dainchi. Braden Alexander Davis. Logan Parker Davis. Brianna Janelle Dean. Emma Rose Decker. Lucas Jackson DeHart. Carlos Ruben De Leon. Tristan Jacob De Leon. Brian Charles DeSanto.
Ryan Dean DeVault. Tanner Cade Dixon. Jade Dolly Dixon. Michael Anthony Dixon. Derek Hunter Doherty. Aaron McKenna Doherty. Isaiah Elijah Donley. Nathaniel Christian Driscoll. Jerry Michael Dudziak. Megan Marie Duffield. Kieran Nathaniel Duffy. Haley Marie Dunitz. Kurt Cecil Dunn. Dylan Anthony Dutton. Jillian Marie Dwyer. Daniel Sean Egan. Braden Royal Ebert. Lindsay Michelle Eddings. Sarah Marie Edison. Kevin Robert Edler. Caitlin Elizabeth Elliott. Mariah Inez Elliott. Rachel Claire Engeman. Tina Erfort. Nathan Emmanuel Erickson. Parker Janae Erickson. Tyler Matthew Ernst. Alexa Jewel Evans.
Lauren Alexandra Evans. Nathaniel Allen Evilsizer. Benjamin David Fair. Timothy Joseph Fales. Jordan Nadine Farr. Leah Catherine Faust. Carissa Brianne Felix. Charisma Jonterica Phoenix. Matthew Jacob Philippi. Matthew Ray Finney. Mackenzie Gale Finney. Jack Ryan Fisher. Alana Nicole Fisher. Brianna Nicole Fleming. Riley Renee Flood. Christian Jacob Flores. Daniel Batista Flores Filio. Kaylee Marie Flory. Kylie Nicole Flynn. Samuel Henley Foster. Tyler James Freeman. Kyle Troy Frizzell. Court Alaric Frohart. Griffin Thomas Galley. Lillian Francis Gamache. Adrian Duke Garcia. John Clayton Garcia.
Samuel John Garcia. Delaney Marie Garltz. Ebenezer Gedahoon. Kara Morgan Gibbs. Emily K. Giles. Rachel Grace Gonzalez. Savannah Marie Gooch. Sarah Catherine Grafke. Lillian Bell Gray. Brentley Nicole Green. Nathaniel Quinn Groves. Julia Gabrielle Gutenkoff. Brant David Gunter. McKenna Catherine Haas. Porter Grant Hacking. Barcote Teshome Halamariam. Derek Austin Hammerschmidt. Nicole Elizabeth Harden. Lauren Elizabeth Harder. Ariana Isako Harland. Zoe Sakura Harland. Taylor Andrina Hawkins. Hunter Michael Hayes. Jillian Catherine Hain. Dalton Keith Hayes. Bryce Eugene Hyder. Samuel Lewis Heydrich.
Harrison Emmett Heil. Jordan Michael Heim. Riley Elise Hendricksey. William Joseph Henry. Jack Lee Herman. Kirsten Hope Herzog. Moritz Lucas Hilgenberg. Nathaniel Eugene Hine. Laricella Ann Hadel. Scott Alexander Hooven. Trinity Emily Holden. Tate Ann Hollingshead. Anaya Lee Holmes. Johnny Ray Hooker. Dean Hosemark. Hannah Renee Houston. Cody Scott Hutton. Corey Renee Hutton. Andrew Stephen Enderhees. Matthew Lee David Jackson, Jr. Cody Michael Jarvis. Cameron Tanner Johns. Alex Richard Johnson. Ian Thomas Johnson. Morgan Elizabeth Johnson. Morgan Lee Johnson.
Perry Darlene Johnson. Zachary Dwayne Jonas. Carter Michael Jones. Kayla Janice Jones. Catherine Justine Jones. Keaton Ross Jones. Andrew Kernan Jonitz. Brianna Nicole Jorgensen. Nicholas James Duray. Cassandra Danielle Camps. Jeremy Okeo Keoga. Evan Rush Kaufman. Kennedy June Kellier. Emily Marie Kennedy. Kason L. Kintner. Malila B. Kiyose. Kyle Robert Kirsten. Maria Renee Kelly. Olivia Kathleen Kindle. Alexia Hope King. Justin Christopher Kennard. Mackenzie Kimberly Kinsella. Lauren Taylor Kircher. Jacob Richard Klein. Alexandria Taylor Kennard. Jordan Matthew Ness.
Caitlin Lorene Knight. Jace James Kelzer. Ryan John Koval. James Robert Kriskowski. Kyle Robert Kucharski. Callie Paige Kuhn. Sydney Lynn Lake. Isaac Grant LeMay. Jeremiah Christopher Lamfer. Arnold Henry Lancaster. Benjamin Thomas Landshut. Brooke Marie Lape. Tyson Lee Latmung.
Haley Nicole Lawrence.
Cindy T. Lee, Drew Edward Lemke, Joshua David Leone, Brigham Lee Lewis, Kelly Rose Linstra, Andrew Julian Llamas, Brock Jacob Leone, Brock Jacob Lombardo, Jalen Grace Long, Kathleen Susan Looney, Allison Marie Loper, Asia Raynell Loving, Austin James Luganbill,
Catherine Marie Lundquist, Savannah Wamitha Macharia, Tyler Joseph McNider, Odorific Reddy Madhana, Lily Elizabeth Mahoney, Alexandria Lee Mahurin, Max Roger Majors, Heidi Kathleen March, Abigail Amelia Martini, Rachel Nicole Mast, Jake Austin Masters, Jackson David Mather, Tanner Andrew Mathis, Mary Catherine Matchy, Alexis Nicole Matos, Eric Kenneth McAllister, Jack Dalton McCall, Trey Allen McClelland, Zachary Charles McCracken, Anthony Joseph McFarland, Austin James McLaughlin, Nolan Thomas McKay, Malia C. McKinley, Johnston Tat McKinney, Robert Louis Medina,
Vinny Stephen Magank, Brenda Mahia Gonzalez, Brian Patrick Melikar, Kennedy Murray Minky, Christopher John Meyer Jr., Alexander Lee Meyerhoff, Jacob Brian Meyerhoff, Madison Nicole Mieno, Stephen Wathaka Masheka, Addison Lene Miller, Bennett Allen Miller, Caleb R. Miller, Natalie Marie Miller, Rakaya Christine Miller, Harlan David Milligan, Gavin Michael Anthony Miramontes, Felicity R. Mitchell, Ryan Curtis Mitchell, Neil Mitawala, Shrey Nilesh Modi, Jonathan David Mall, Jake Thomas Monaco, Christopher Sergio Montes de Oca, Robert Paul Morgan, Jackson Hardy Morphew, Dakota James Morrison, Addison Lee Morrow,
Logan Adler Morse, Haley Elizabeth Mosier, Christopher Craig Moses, Savannah Gabrielle Muehlner, Presley Jackson Munsterman, Haley Margaret Murgia, Dominique Germaine Murphy, Kyla Victoria Murphy, Morgan Nicole Murphy, Kennedy Ellen Myers, Jackson Nava Lopez, Jackson Lee Ness, Thomas Juan Wynn, Gabrielle Marie Nielsen, Gabrielle Caroline Naboa, Jake Mitchell Nornberg, Tyler Ian Oakes, Andrew Jacob Obelholzer, Jack Chandler Orgel, Mason Lee Ogle, Ryan James O'Grady, Emmanuel Azuka Okwone, Trevor James Oley, Reagan Nicole Orr, Anthony Javon Ubri, Alyssa Rochelle Owens, Sydney Nicole Osborne,
Christine Shane Parami, Madeline Hope Parker, Ryan Alexander Parson, Elijah Austin Partney, Chandler Nicole Patrick, Aaron Nicole Patrick, Colton Lee Patterson, Asia Monice Patton, Cody W. Payton, Haley Lene Pearson, Kayla Brianne Pearson, Connor Rose Peterson, Megan Nee Pham, Jameson Daniel Phelps, Ethan Clay Philippi, Trenton Arthur Phillips, Zane Alexander Phillips, Aaliyah Brooke Pierce, Harrison Andrew Pierce, Joseph Michael Pippins, Jacob Dean Pittenger, Ryan Joseph Pitts, Lucas Nathan Plum, Matej Polacek, Courtney Anna Porter, Melise Marie Porter.
Sarah Cece Porter. Winston Jamal Porter. Jaylee Vanessa Postlewaite. Mariah Alexis Potter. Ashlyn Corinne Pounds. Drake Hunter Preble. Dawson Blake Presley. Thomas Walsh Prunzinski. Trevor Ty Prunzinski. Gina Sawita Raharja. Richard Daniel Ramos. Callie Nicole Ray. Adam Christopher Redepenning. Dylan Parker Reed. Kevin Thomas Reed. Kyle Christopher Reese. Linnea Jean Reese. Hunter Edward Reeves. Ryan Christopher Reed Miller. Mason W. Reedy. Garrett Michael Rhine. Jacob Henry Rice. Ashton Elizabeth Reno. Esmeralda Anaye Reyes. Courtney Ann Reynolds. Braden J. Rhodes.
Mary Brooke Rice. Ashlyn Denise Richards. Madal Ring. Athena Alexandria Rios. Jack Layton Rishmany. Natalie Ruth Roberts. Austin James Robinson. Joseph Reese Robeson. Marissa Ann Rowland. Caro Jaylene Romero. Mira Avelina Romero. Blake Douglas Rooney. Abigail Grace Roshak. Eli Hamilton Rose. Anna Noel Ross. Kyle Aaron Ross. Sydney Schilling Rubis. Marley Nicole Reese. Carter James Runyon. Chase Parker Rusnack. Gabrielle Lane Russell. J. Suzanne Ruth. William Andrew Sedevra. Alexis Salgado. Emily Janelle Salinas. Maya Taylor Sanborn. Emma Rose Sanders.
Misa Taylor Santisteban. Alec Michael Sappenfield. Jameson Robert Satterfield. Terry Noel Saxton. Anna Page Scarlett. Anna Grace Schilling. Brett Daniel Schilly. Noelle Kathleen Schlenk. Alexius James Schmidt. James Austin Schober. Taylor Janae Shriver. Preston Hunter Shuck. Allison Nicole Scrivener. Megan Renee Seacrest. Patrick Thomas Sellen. Chloe Ann Setyawan. Cole Alexander Sexton. Kaylee Danielle Sexton. Casey Blaine Shell. Emmanuel Mengistu Shifara. Bennett Grant Shipley. Lucas Wilson Schrock. Megan Elizabeth Ziebenbergen. Chasten Alexander Simmons. Christina Shirivance. Zachary James Skaggs. Caitlin Ann Skiles.
Anna Faith Slider. Benton Alexander Smith. Carson Stephen Smith. Mackenzie Nicole Smith. Madison Michelle Smith. William Christopher Smith. Matthew Ryan Smoker. Sophia Marley Solberg. Megan K. Sunikin. Corinne Felice Staley. Aaron John Stancer. Owen Walter Stansky. Hannah Lee Staso.
Austin David Steckline. Garrett Riley Stevenson. Dustin Joel Stewart. Beatrice Ann Storman. Mariah Elizabeth Stone. Peyton Daniel Storch. Stephanie K. Straub. Benjamin James Stubbs. Alexander Michael Stevie. Anthony Michael Soot. Wallenton Sukemode. Caroline Rebecca Sukstorf. Zachary James Stephen.
Kelly Suzanne Sullivan. Jenny Jin Sun. Hannah Elizabeth Sutherland. Eliza Ray Swan. David Gunnar Swanson. Emma Nicole Sweeney. Christian Azrat Tadazzi. Allison Paige Taggy. Sarah
Jane Taggart. Marlon Ramon Tanner. Brittany Louise Taylor. Elijah Royal Taylor. Jake Anthony Taylor. Jeremiah Tesfaye. Kayla Elizabeth Thies. Lainey Marie Thomas. Sophia Alexandra Thomas. Adriana Lynn Thompson. Allison Nicole Thornton. Samantha Marie Throneberry. Olivia Ann Tigas. Isaiah Ojere Tillman. Zachary William Toutjes. Kelsey Jean Toy. Brandon Nahat True. Sophia Marissa Trimboli.
L'Oreal Xavier Faith Triplet. Rachel Marie Trueluck. Emily Dawn Turner. Gabriella Lorraine Turvey. Hira Obeid. Blake Allen Unryan. Levi Daniel Valdez. Sunny Alicia Varela. Jacob Thomas Vaughn. Willow Bridget Vaughn. Ariel May Vonderheide. Jessica Von Lunen. Helmi Elena Vorda-Ma. Catherine Twyla Marie Walker. Todd Alston Wallace. Kylie Joanne Wallentine. Jaden Thomas Ward. Brooke Elaine Wardle. Michael Noah Weber. Alexis Ray Wagner. Holly Elizabeth Welch. Coleman Ray Wheeler. Jonathan Allen Whitaker. Parker Tyler White. Riley Stephen Whitfield. Hayden Jennifer Whitley.
Marvin Orlando Whitaker. Aaron Jacob Wiley. Braden Michael Williams. Madison Rose Williams. Tremaine Jamal Williams. Brandon Michael Wilson. Briley Cooper Winchell. Peter Joseph Winslow. Sydney Joanne Wolsleger. Kyler H. Walter. Trinity Lynn Wong. Bryce Lamont Wood. Sky Michaela Wood. Jacob Michael Worley. Shannon McPherson Worley. Casey Lee Wormington. Sean Prescott Diaz Yake. Dawson Isaiah Zorn. Riley Marie Zuck. At this time, we would like to welcome the senior committee of the class of 2018 to the stage for the ceremonial turning of the tassels.
Wait till everyone's on stage. Yeah. Wait till everyone's on stage too. Seniors, please rise. Ready? Class of 2018, turn your tassels.